Hi, my name is Carrie Stemke. I'm the senior editor here at AccountingWEB, and I've been working on the content agenda for our upcoming live summit taking place from May 9th to May 12th in San Diego this year. I'm here talking to Jina Etienne, who is our one of our keynote speakers and who will be speaking on the first day at 9:10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So Jina, I thought we'd just chat a little bit. First of all, tell us more about you.
So hello, thank you for chatting with me today. I want to say I'm a recovering CPA, but technically I'm still a CPA. I have a 20-something plus year career in public accounting. And then today I work with firms and other businesses in the accounting industry to really look at inclusion and culture, authenticity, awareness, and all that stuff to really build strong organizations that attract clients, that attract and retain employees, and build strong leaders.
So what attracted you to the summit, especially with your diverse background?
Well, I just love the idea of bringing people together and talking in a more current way. So many of the conversations we have in the industry, I think, are a bit dated or repeating the same things. And so what I'm really excited about is having fresh conversations, sharing new ideas, and really thinking about how to drive this business forward. That's consistent with all of the changes that we're seeing happening in business, and the pace of change is insane. And so, we need to keep up and we need to stay connected to do that.
So we're going to actually, in addition to the keynote, you're also on a panel about company culture, actually moderated by me. I was wondering if you might want to talk about maybe an aspect of diversity you'd like to address in your keynote. And since it is it's such a broad topic that can be addressed in so many ways, maybe also a different aspect that you'd like to talk about as a panelist for the company culture panel.
So on the panel, a couple of things that really resonates for me, and it'll be part of the keynote as well, is authenticity. And so often there's this notion of bring yourself to work or be your whole self, and we're not really sure what that means. And in particular, when you're the other in the room or when you're the only in the room, how do you really set yourself apart without feeling like you're selling out? There are a whole bunch of things like covering and hiding, holding back, and code switching that many people do in an industry where you're not necessarily represented at different levels.
Right.
And so in the culture panel, one of the things I'm hoping we get to talk about is the dynamics of that. And how does that influence the way people feel at work that creates that stickiness so that people stay? This is really important in smaller firms and organizations. It's true in the big firms, but I think a lot of the biggest firms out there are working on this in ways the conversation really only leads to them. So what does it feel like? I had a practice for 17 years, and at my largest, I was 5 people. Well, 7 if you include the 2 contractors. And so how did I create that culture where those people stayed and we really connected with our clients? That's what I want to talk about. And in the keynote too, because your brand is you. Your brand isn't, I'm a great CPA because, well, I would hope so.
And I was just going to say that I know a lot of the culture conversations, as you mentioned, are geared towards larger firms. And I found in some of, my work in the editorial department of AccountingWEB that a lot of small firms, especially if it's just them or just them and 1 or 2 other people, they're not really sure how to apply company culture steps to themselves. So, why should they attend the session? Like, what will you be able to tell them, especially with your experience as the head of a small firm?
Well, I think there's this notion that brand is this thing and it's over there. And we think brand colors, we think font, we think logos and icons and things like that. And those are all important, but those are just the sort of the wrapping around the gift. You're the gift. You're the thing that people are attracted to. And so often I hear people talk about their technical expertise. And I've put that into the category of, well, I would hope so. And so I remember when I was in practice, I started out thinking I needed to be like all the other CPAs and, professional. I'm just like them. I can do the same thing. And then I realized nobody gives a crap. Can I say that?
Yes.
Nobody gives a crap. What they really want to know is, who am I? Do they trust me? As this is particularly important, I think, in small firms, because especially if you're a sole practitioner and maybe you have 1 or 2 employees, your clients need to trust you and know who you are. And the rest goes without saying. I don't think anybody once asked me, where did you get your degree, or what was your score on the CPA exam? Like, nobody asked me that, because nobody cares. As long as I did the work and made sure that I was serving them the way they needed to be served. Does that make sense?
It does.
So I think the reason to come to my session is to talk about that. I've got some hard lessons learned in this department that I hope others can learn from.
Well, I'm really looking forward to both of your sessions, because I especially think that, with your personal experience and also just, genuine enthusiasm and interest in the topic of diversity and making it work at firms, the sessions are really going to resonate with people, and, people will be able to relate to them rather than having a removed discussion about diversity that's just abstract. Um, any final thoughts before I tell everybody the link that they can go to learn more about our summit and also to register?
Well, I just really hope people come and join. These conversations are so important. I know for me, when I was in practice, I just felt a little lost at times, because so much of the national conversation or articles that I read, or some of these mega conferences like you see from some of the big organizations,
Mhm.
none of it really spoke to me. I was constantly trying to sort of triangulate the guidance that they were giving me so I could patch it together to fit my firm.
Mhm.
And so I would really encourage people to come, because this isn't something you need to triangulate.
Right.
From all of the speakers I've seen and from the colleagues that I know that are speaking there, they're bringing their heart on their sleeve, if you will, or their experience there, so that you don't have to do the work. You can take the content and apply it directly into your practice. So, not trying to oversell, but I do think, where I am practice today, I would be there as an attendee. So,
Well, proactive thought leadership has always been a hallmark of our website in general. I think being thought leaders is part of it. And we are really excited to have this small, intimate conference that includes people like Jina, Clayton Notes, our other keynote speaker, and a number of other practitioners who will, bring their real world advice to, an intimate setting that you'll actually, learn things that matter to you, and you'll get, advice that you can also apply. Um, Make sure you go to our website, www.accountingwebLiveSummit.com, to learn more about what's going to be on the agenda, the speakers, and also like how to register. And Jina, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it, and I can't wait to see you at the conference.
thank you for chatting with me today. I appreciate it.